life. They give everybody a trophy. That's what they did tonight. They gave a trophy, a win, a huge win, to Horn, the local kid, for trying hard. You're not supposed to get it for trying hard. You're supposed to get it for winning.
What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. You heard the title. Yeah, I know it's a bit extreme, like, but bear with me while I try and break this down just a little bit. Alright, so remember, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, come back to watch another video. Thank you very, very much. I really, as you can see, do mean it. Alright, Conor McGregor. Right, so look, Conor McGregor in UFC, I remember the days when he fought, was it Marcus Brimage? I think his first ever UFC fight. I think he got paid $20,000 to show, $20,000 to win. And I think he got knockout of the night, which I think back then was a $50,000 bonus. So he probably walked away with about $70,000. On August 26th, he's looking to walk away with anything between, estimates have been saying 75, I think he's come out and said 100 million, so anything between 75 and $100 million. The Marcus Brimage fight, I think, was about 4.5 years ago. Scary. That, ladies and gentlemen, is scary. Scary. I don't think there's been a professional in any sport, in the history of sports, that can say they've done that in 4.5 years. So we're talking about, on social welfare, 70,000, 100 million, 4.5 years. Crazy. All right, but nonetheless, I've always said you get what you deserve. You get what you're valued for. You'll get what your output will be defined really by your input. Yeah. And I've been hearing a lot of words been chucked about this fight. So everyone says it's the biggest fight of the century, biggest ever combat fight in terms of financials. So you're hearing all this big, I keep hearing all these words, big, it's going to exceed this, it's going to break this record, every record's going to go, the gate record's going to go, pay-per-view record's going to go. We always hear it, right? And let's be honest, this has dominated column inches. I mean, this is everywhere. Every newspaper's covering it. Even notorious papers back in the UK that don't really cover sport are given this mad column inches because they know everyone wants to read about this. This McGregor kid that talks trash against this Mayweather guy that talks trash. Can he really do something? Can he? It's just blown up to epic proportions. More than I thought it would. There has been some dull moments, some silly moments, but nonetheless, it's been epic, and I think no one can really say it hasn't been. I saw a picture the other day of all the media at McGregor's training camp, and I've not seen anything like it. I think it even exceeded Mayweather's one. I mean, Esther Lynn, who does photos for MMAfighting.com, she was on top of this. I'll try and find a photo of it, on top of this, like, beam, trying to get a photo of Conor McGregor, but she could simply not get a camera close to him. That's crazy. All right. So Conor said he'll get anywhere between 75 and 100 million. I don't know what Floyd said. I think Floyd said he'll probably get around 200 million. And I can't help but feel that Conor's being shortchanged. People might think, shut the fuck up, this guy's earning 100 million. And you just told us a few minutes ago that he earned 70,000 4.5 years ago. Yeah, regardless. I think he's getting shortchanged. I remember the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, and I've gone on to Forbes, and I've gone on to other websites that release these kind of information or kind of guess really, and they've said Pacquiao probably got around 120 to 150 million for the Mayweather fight. So some are saying 100, some saying 120, some saying 150. So anywhere between that, which is fair. Pacquiao doesn't really talk, so in terms of promotion, he's not that kind of person. Doesn't promote a fight. Doesn't really do much really. To go in the ring, cause destruction. That's really it. In terms of the build up to a fight, Pacquiao won't say anything naughty about you. There's definitely going to be no world tours. He's definitely not going to walk down the ring in a mink. He ain't going to do anything. So he's not going to promote the fight, which is clearly the opposite of what Conor does. Conor really does promote the fight. Okay, let's look at the numbers. So just on pay-per-view alone, let's just, if everyone says it's going to exceed Pacquiao Mayweather, let's just say it does 5 million in America, just America. just in America. So there's 5 million in America, which obviously is the biggest market. Europe will be massive because of the Irish connection, etc. But 5 million in America. They're charging $100, I think, for the pay-per-view. I think that's in standard definition. If so, HD will probably be about $120. But let's just say $100. That's 500 million just on the pay-per-view. Ticket sales, we already know, are around 60 million. I think the week of the fight, they're going to go for big money. That's when the real rich people come out. They don't really pre-book like we poor people do. They'll just turn up. Look, has anyone got a ticket? Yeah, get how much? 500,000. I'll buy it. They'll buy it. Ticket sales, in terms of the gate, I think are going to do anything between, they're 60 right now. They could go to 85, 90 million. Crazy, but that could happen. So that's 600 million. Now, all the bars, so all those bars that we normally go into and watch fights, those bars have to buy a specific license. They just can't, you can't just get your skybox, put it in a bar and watch. Well, some people do, but you're not supposed to. You have to pay for an events license to show that fight. Those licenses go anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000. Yeah? Alright, so all the bars. For the Pacquiao fight, I think they said that those licenses were sold to around 5,000 bars. Bars, Irish, drinking, 10,000 bars. Easy. Yeah? Are you guys doing the maths right now? This fight will do $1 billion. This fight will do $1 billion in revenue. $1 billion. Conor's getting shortchanged. Conor's doing all the promotion for this fight. He is the reason. We've seen Mayweather fights already. We've seen them. We've seen how Mayweather does his stuff. The boxing world, or those that are not used to MMA, have never seen this Conor kid before. They've never seen this Conor kid, especially the ones that have no interest in MMA whatsoever. They've heard of him, they probably haven't seen him. He is literally promoting the shit out of this show for himself. All the stuff with Paulie Malignaggi. We all want to know what's going on in Conor's world. Is that fair? I think whatever Conor's getting should be doubled. It really should. It really should. If Pacquiao, who doesn't say shit, let's be honest, can get 130, 140 million. Why on earth, if this fight is going to break that record, going to break the gate record, going to break every single record, is Conor getting less than Pacquiao? I don't understand. Don't tell me, oh yeah, because Pacquiao was an 8-weight world champion before. Forget all that. Forget all that rubbish. I'm talking about right this minute now. How the negotiations gone down where the point where this breaks every single record, but Conor doesn't make more than Pacquiao. I need to know that. Is Conor not getting any pay-per-view points? It's just as, or is that 100 million like he's guaranteed, but then he gets pay-per-view points? Anyone that knows, please inform me. Or is Dana White ripping him off? UFC are part of this. We know this. The Dana White's part of this. UFC have actually petitioned a license to co-promote this. So I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but obviously you would have seen the big banners behind it. It said like Showtime, Mayweather Promotions, Conor McGregor Promotions. There was nothing there about UFC. We might almost exclusively feel that UFC are part of it because Dana White's there, but they're not promoting this fight. They've actually applied for a license to promote this fight now, which means they want a bit of the cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-ching. And you kind of wonder if that comes off McGregor's side. Maybe not. But Dana White's there for a reason. Dana White is there to take his part, and I wonder if his parts come from McGregor's part, which makes more sense to why McGregor's only, and I say only, a bit of hyperbole, but only receiving 75 to 100 million, when clearly, if this fight is due to break every single record in the books, he should be receiving 150 million. He should be receiving more than what Pacquiao did for fighting Mayweather. Make sense? But yeah, leave your comments below. What do you think? Peace.